Hi guys, what's up? Axxound here. Today we're gonna have a quick look on how I produce my vocal chops for my next collaboration with Blue Harvest coming out on February 25th this month on Emergent Music. So go check it out. Thank you very much. I hope you can now learn how I approach vocal chops and how I stack it together and process it. So, guys, follow me. Very good. This should be the final product. Let me deactivate all the plugins so that I can show you the process from beginning. Very good. Also here I have 6 layers of vocal chops that I can individually process that allows me a certain flexibility. First of all, what I do when I want to produce vocal chops is I listen to the whole melody line, and on top I will build my vocal chops. I never start a track with vocal chops. I always build it from the main melody. And what I do, and what is really important for you guys, is also to have a sample bag which sounds really good. Because if the sample sounds good, then the end product will sound good. So what I took is the Vocal Synapse Volume 1. It's a nice vocal sample bag, and I hear it in lots of tracks. It sounds like this. All right. And what I'm going to do is to take one sample or one whole lyrics and chop out those parts that sounds interesting to me. All right. This is, for example, a little bit too short, so I make it longer. Cool. So I built the rhythm with the vocal chops with different samples, and then I go into it and transpose it and tune it to a certain frequency. So I adjust it to the melody, what I want to hear, what I want to like. And if I have this and I'm happy with it, then I split it in different tracks, and so I get to all this systematics here. Well, you can also take another plugin like the little alto boy to pitch it like this way, and you don't need to pitch it on the transpose option in your DLW. That's completely up to you, whatever sounds good to you. So I will delete this now, and what I have now is these sections here, and it sounds like this. Then if I think okay, it sounds good, but sometimes the samples sounding the same. I go again into it and adjust the volume. Look, I have a slow release here, or for example, in this one, I have a slow attack, so it doesn't always sound the same. That's really cool. And after it, I go into the different individual tracks and process them. For example, here in the chop 5, I first apply a compressor that's a little bit reduces the dynamic, makes it fatter, and I have more control over it. After that, I have a equalizer on it where I can reduce a little bit the low frequencies that muddles up the whole mix with the main melodies and plugs and instruments I have. And for example, I can also apply saturation on the individual samples. In this case, I have on chop 4, for example, I have the camel crusher. So let's hear after and before. That's before. And with it, so it gets more power, for example. So, and you can be really creative. Make whatever it sounds good. So there's no rocket science. I have just some plugins, take out lows. All right, we are done with this, and now we listen to the whole stack of vocal chops. Alright, melody sounds good, rhythmic sounds good, but it doesn't fit into the mix. So this is the next step, to add effects on the vocal chops and to process it with EQ, with saturation, with compression. So follow me, guys. First of all, I applied equalizer to take out some resonance parts. Here at 1500 at 735 Hertz. Yeah, very good. Come on. Get rid of it. Also, I reduced a little bit the highs and the lows to focus on the main frequency. These are the main frequency I want to have in the mix. And also to get rid of the highs, because after that it comes a compressor and it would maybe squashes the highs too much, so I get rid of them. I can bring back later if I want to, but now I really reduce it to the main frequencies. So I want to glue this a little bit together, then it's that it doesn't sound that much separated. The next step is another EQ, and here what I do is to have a dynamic approach to it. I push a little bit the lows and I push a little bit the highs back up so that it becomes more dynamic. FabFilter Pro Q is a very cool plugin. I do it in linear phase mode because I don't want to add phase shifting on that. So I can recommend it to you if you mix the final stems. Very good. Okay, and now I start with the effects, and I have here a normal delay. And a reverb on the delay. What's very important to me is with the reverb, do not muddle up the low mids. So after below 900 hertz, in this case, I do not apply reverb because I have some pianos there, I have some bass there. So I have the feeling that after below 900 hertz, it muddles up the mix too much. Okay, that's about it. Okay, now my approach was to make the vocal sounding a little bit more brighter, so a little bit more stereo. And what I did is to take just the middle section, like from 300 hertz to 2000 hertz, and I activated the channel mode mid-side. And I took this button here to just bring the side signal and compress the side signal all the way, and then adjust it with the mix button, not 100%, but listen to it and bring up the sides a little bit more in this section, because I think if you have in the low mid section and in mid section, if the sounds are prominent, it sounds huge. So make it bright as possible in this area with this little trick. Here do nothing. And what I did on the highs, I brought back, you remember, I reduced the highs a little bit, and here I bring back the highs a little bit, but only mono. That's because I want to have the clear highs in the middle of the track. I have the feeling it sounds better, not so diffuse. And also after 10,000 hertz, stereo highs in this case didn't sound that good to me. I learned this technique from Luca Pretolesi. Go check him out on his Mix Lab. He does a lot of cool things. And if you need help in mixing and mastering, he definitely can help you out. So next step is what I always do is with vocals, the delay and the reverb and all comes together in a in this compressor, and it's a really slow compressor, and it really brings all the instruments together and make it sound as one instrument. I like it a lot, so check it out. The difference is pretty huge. So first of all, without, and now with. It sounds not better because it's louder, but what it also does is a color to the whole sound. It makes it a little bit fatter, and also it touches the transients in a way that I really like it. After this compressor, I applied a limiter to even out the dynamic differences. So, and at the end, some side chaining. Here to have the initial transients in the sound, but then reduce the volume. You can also split the signal here and say, okay, below 900 or 1000 hertz, it will be side tuning. Above, no side tuning. Whatever works well to you. So Let's A-B the whole thing with the melody. And with. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. This was the vocal chops from a new collaboration with Blue Harvest. It comes out 25th of February. Please check it out and we see each other next time. Peace out. Ciao.